إنه سريع الحساب. هذا بلاغ للناس ولينذروا به وليعلموا أنما هو إله واحد وليذكر أولو الألباب. صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you. Your Excellency, with your permission, at this point, I would now like to call upon Honorable Edan Duale, the Minister of Defense, to guide us in the rest of the program. Karibu, Waziri.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary present, governors, members of Parliament, both houses, the Senate Majority Leader, religious leaders present, the leadership of SUPKEM, CIPK, Jamia Mosque, and NAMLEF, Your Excellency, the High Commissioners, ambassadors, and head of missions, mainly from the Muslim countries, our distinguished ladies, our mothers, our daughters who have joined us this evening, Your Excellency, on the onset, on behalf of the Muslim fraternity present here today, including even our speakers, our MCAs, government officials, Your Excellency, I want to sincerely thank you. As per your tradition, you have again invited us, and this time on a very important night, the last 10 days of Ramadan. We have about a few days to go to celebrate the Eid. And we will not take that for granted. These Muslim leaders, Your Excellency, have been praying, fasting, reading the Holy Quran, and I'm sure their prayers is what will make our country great, will make our country secure and stable, and have a very prosperous economic stability. Without much ado, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the chair of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim, Brother Hassan Olenado, to make a few remarks.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Your Excellency, the President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Kenya, the Deputy President, Honorable Cabinet Secretaries present, Governors present, the leadership of both Houses of Parliament, PSS present, distinguished scholars of Islam and Shuyukh, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, allow me to face this side because traditionally I am not trained to speak behind when I give my back the leadership. I have a problem, so please allow me to face this direction so that I could be able to. Your Excellency, this evening, as the Muslim leadership, if we were told to say anything, I think saying thank you, sir, is enough. Because you have once again remembered us during the last 10 days of Ramadan, when Muslims are supposed to be doing their ibadah, especially during the days of Laylatul Qadr. On behalf of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, allow me just to say some very, very few things, and especially thank you first for actually granting us an opportunity once again to have the duty-free dates. You remember, Your Excellency, the Minister of Finance granted an opportunity for Muslims to benefit from duty-free dates during the holy month of Ramadan. Your Excellency, again, we thank you for remembering Muslims who are facing hardships in different parts of the country, and you are able to distribute iftar relief in 21 counties. We request you, sir, inshallah ta'ala, next time you try to reach out to all counties of the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency, I want once again also to thank you for fulfilling your promise, which you made last year at the Iftar program at KICC. You committed yourself that you will appoint the Consular General to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to be based in Jeddah. And we are very grateful to you and thank you for honoring your promise. On matters of passports, Your Excellency, at the moment Muslims are preparing to go to Hajj. I want to report to you, sir, that for the first time in this country, Muslims who are preparing to travel for Hajj have been able to secure their passport in a record of 3 days. And this is we are very, very grateful because we had one meeting with the leadership of the Ministry of Interior, the Directorate of Migration, and we agreed on the formula in which we can use for those Muslims who are willing to travel to get their passports. And alhamdulillah, we have supported the process, and through that process, we have managed to achieve what I've just told you. Your Excellency, one thing I will want to request you, sir, is the document called the ID. This ID is a primary citizenship document, and in some areas, Muslims are still facing challenges, especially on the matters of vetting. We have no problem with any conditionality that is put for the sake and the good of this country. But, Your Excellency, we want very clear policy on the conditions in which any Muslim or any Kenyan can get an ID card so that Muslims should not feel excluded in the governance of this country. Your Excellency, we invite you, we have no problem supporting your government to ensure that the right people get the ID cards. So the Supreme Council have infrastructure all over this country, we have leadership all over the country, and we can be able to help, just the way we have been able to help the Ministry of Interior to issue passports in a record of 3 days. Finally, Your Excellency, through your leadership, your government have made significant success in areas of governance. You have been able, with all the challenges we have been facing, to stabilize the economy of the country. We pray for you to achieve all your desires for the country to achieve its success. Thank you, Excellency, and may God bless all of us. Thank you.
Takbir. I thought you have eaten. You can say better. Takbir. Let me take this opportunity to invite our elder, our leader, and scholar, Professor Esaji from Jamia Mosque.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most gracious, the most merciful. We pray for the salvation of peace to all the messengers of Allah, from our father Adam to the last messenger Muhammad, may peace be upon them all. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, as has been mentioned by my brother, it is a great pleasure once again to be here in State House for iftar hosted by you, and not only you, by also our mother, the First Lady, Mama Rachel. We thank you very much that this is the second time in your second year of presidency that you have hosted us to break fast in this holy month of Ramadan. Your Excellency, the breaking of fast, Iftar, symbolizes unity and communal bond as families and communities come together to share meals and prayers. Gathered before you, Your Excellency, are Muslims from different parts of this country who, together with their counterparts from other faiths, are part and parcel of the diverse and interwoven cultures that make up and define Kenya. My brother Hassan Olenado has actually preceded me in thanking you for keeping your promise about the consulate in Jeddah, and also for the first time in the history of Kenya, the government has embarked on a food distribution program in this holy month of Ramadan, so that those who do not have may also break their fast in this holy month of Ramadan. He mentioned about the waiver of tax on dates. And last time, Your Excellency, I complained to you. But let me assure you that this time, the waiver was made in good time. And we enjoyed the dates, and we say thank you very much. On the same note, we also say thank you, Your Excellency, for you have continued the tradition of gazetting Eid al-Adha as a public holiday. And we are looking forward again this year and the years to come. Allow me, Your Excellency, it's not every day that you stand before your head of state to bring to your attention a few things. Your Excellency, through the Hustler Fund in the last 2 years, close to 50 billion shillings have been disbursed to beneficiaries to positively impact on the economic progress of millions of Kenya. While many Kenyans continue to benefit from your flagship project, sadly, Your Excellency, the vast majority of Muslims have not been able to enjoy the fruits of your pet project due to the interest component in the repayment mode. As you are aware, Your Excellency, Muslims are forbidden to engage in interest-based transactions, and many, out of adherence to their faith, have kept away from the Hustlers Fund, which could have otherwise also empowered them economically like other Kenyans. Mr. President, I humbly make an appeal to you for an alternative Sharia-compliant mechanism in the Hustler Fund to see to it Muslims also enjoy and benefit from it. We also make an appeal, Your Excellency, for the issuing of Sharia-compliant government monetary instruments for both retail and institutional investors. This will not only go a long way in achieving financial inclusion, but also provide the government with opportunity to tap into local funds to finance its development agenda. I assure Your Excellency, you have Islamic experts in this country who can help actualize this. Last year, Your Excellency, I made an appeal on behalf of the Nubian community. And I wish to express their appreciation for the establishment of the task force on the operationalization of the affordable housing project for the Kibra Nubian land. The project was the result of a follow-up on the specific matter for the Nubian community, which was presented to you, as I said. Your Excellency, the task force has completed its work in November last year, and its report with a blueprint and master plan was endorsed by the community, which supported the initiative for the redevelopment of the 200 acres of Nubian land for better housing development. This report is due for presentation to the appointing authority. However, there have been some legal hurdles, which I know you're aware, and the Muslim leadership are working to address these issues to enable the community to move forward on this project. On the matter of the recognition, the Muslim leadership appreciates the pledge you gave again last year to give them due recognition. The leadership is taking the initiative with the Nubian community countrywide, where they will engage the government to have the process of finalizing and formalizing to facilitate your presidential assent so that they are recognized as a tribe in Kenya. Again, Your Excellency, I wish to reiterate our appreciation to the stoppage of extrajudicial killings in this country. Allow me, Your Excellency, to draw your attention on the pending issue of the Waqf Commission. In July last year, the Attorney General appointed members of the selection panel, whose mandate is to nominate members of the Commission. 5 eminent personalities from the community were appointed to kickstart the process. However, Your Excellency, more than 8 months down the line, there has been silence from the Office of the Attorney General on the roadmap for the committee. The Waqf is an important matter for Muslims, and we were optimistic that by now the commission would be in place after the selection committee has undertaken its role. We appeal to you again to prevail on the Attorney General to put in motion and fast-track the work of the selection committee to start off its work of identifying the commissioners to steer the Waqf Commission on its new mandate. We commend the government. My brother has talked about passports. We commend you and your government for the decision to reopen the passport office in Garissa after Eid al-Fitr. For many years, residents of Garissa and the wider northeastern region have had to take cumbersome journeys, traveling hundreds of kilometers to Nairobi in the tedious search for these important travel documents. We are also aware that a policy decision will soon be announced on the provision of national IDs and passports to residents of northeastern region. Residents of the region and Muslims from other parts of the country, as you are aware, have been experiencing bottlenecks on the acquisition of IDs and passports. While these documents are a constitutional right for all Kenyans, for Muslims, they remain largely a luxury due to the rigorous process in obtaining them. During the last Iftar dinner last year, here at State House, you made it clear that all Kenyans applying for national IDs will be subjected to the same policy, regardless of their faith or background. Mr. President, as it is evident here in this gathering, Muslims hail from all parts of the country, and in all these areas, the same cries of discrimination continue to be heard from ID and passport applicants. We again implore you to see to it that Muslims across the breadth of this country go through the same procedures like other Kenyans and are not discriminated against. Your Excellency, on the matter of Muslim students, we again implore your intervention on the deliberate policy of discrimination imposed on Muslim students in many educational establishments, specifically in public schools. While the Constitution is clear on the freedom of worship for all Kenyans, it is a different case in many schools where Muslim students are denied a place of worship, are forced to attend religious services of other faiths, and for our girls, outrightly denied their right to wear the hijab. The Education Ministry is fully aware of this problem, and while it has issued several circulars to schools to end this practice, we need them to be more forceful to ensure that this is implemented. Lastly, Your Excellency, drugs are devastating our youth at the coast. The situation is reaching unbearable levels, and it is painful to see thousands of young men and women fall into addiction. They have lost their productive lives and are only staring at a bleak future. In other parts of the country, as we are aware, a robust approach has been undertaken to tame the alcoholic addiction. We would also like to see the same tough and uncompromising approach being taken at the coast against non-drug barons who continue to comfortably live at large, plying with their illegal trade, decimating their lives of our youth. As we end the holy month, we pray to the Almighty to guide you, Your Excellency, in your service to the nation, and grant you wisdom and understanding to lead the country the right direction. We beseech the Creator to bestow on you the ability and insight to ensure that peace, unity, harmony continue to prevail in this country. Last but not least, Your Excellency, I extend to you an open invitation on behalf of the leaders of Jamia to come and visit the largest mosque in East Africa that is present in your country. Thank you very much. May Allah bless us all and bless Kenya.
Thank you, our leaders. I think they have spoken for the community, for the Muslim community, the issues that were pertinent to us. Now allow me, because the President had a very busy schedule today in West Pokot and many other places, let me give our governors, we have 4 governors, Your Excellency, the governor of Isiolo, the governor of Wajir, I think they're in Mecca, so they're not with us here, and the governor of Mandera and the governor of Kwale, our sister, have sent their apologies. Now I'll give our governors to 2 minutes because they represent our counties. Our members of parliament are here, our leaders are here. Let me start with the governor of Garissa, my county. 2 minutes, then we go to Governor Timami of Lamu, Governor Abdul Samad of Mombasa, and lastly, Governor Mahamoud Abshiro of Marsabit.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, I'm extremely honored also as a member of the Muslim community to be with you and the Muslim fraternity this evening for this great iftar. I think all could be said regarding the Muslim community of this country has been very well articulated by Professor Isaji, and I think those are the issues that indeed concern us all, and I'm sure through your wisdom they will be considered appropriately. Thank you very much, and God bless our nation. Thank you.
We, the people of Garissa, we speak less. So let me ask my elder, Wakili, and one of the most respectable leaders we have from the country, Governor Timami of Lamu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First, I want to thank Allah for gathering us all here. And please excuse my voice, I just had a severe cold. Secondly, I want to thank His Excellency the President for hosting us and for this very sumptuous meal that we've had. I also want to appreciate the chairman of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslim, Brother Olenado, and my brother Isaji. They have actually ventilated all the issues that affect us Muslims in this country. And I will not want to dilute what they have stated by repeating the same again. But all in all, we are very appreciative of this government and the way, as Muslims, your government has treated us. I, for one, in Lamu, for the first time, we have had a PS whom you have appointed, and we are very appreciative. So, Your Excellency, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to Lamu. There are a number of development issues that we will want you to commence them. And otherwise, thank you all for turning up in large numbers.
Thank you, Governor Timami. Governor Abdul Samad, Governor wa Jimbo la Mombasa.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, I don't have a sore throat, I don't have a cold, so I'll be a bit longer and I know my late father taught me one thing: don't speak to people when they're eating, when they're hungry, or when they're full. So now is not the right time for us to be able to speak much, especially because of the fact that I know a majority of people here want to be able to go for their prayers. But if we don't say it, it will be a betrayal to the people who elected us in various positions. I want to echo the sentiments that have been spoken very, very elaborately, and we want to give you the assurance on my own behalf, on behalf of the people of Mombasa. Your Excellency, I had the privilege of serving as a Member of Parliament 2 terms prior. And there are 4 issues I want to just mention on. One of them, I want to tell the current members of Parliament, they are lucky, because during my time, and Leader Duale here will be able to affirm and confirm this, probably every week I had to go and ask for a statement. I had to be able to continuously bulge the administration using Parliament on matters extrajudicial killing. So one, that at least now the current members of Parliament, that is not there on them. 2, Your Excellency, in the last Parliament, I remember with, again, the former leader, we passed the Waqf bill. It had a lot of work that needed to be done. We did the mobilization of what needed to be done, political goodwill that was able to be expressed. And now it is on your table. We are requesting that this particular Waqf bill, if you can be able to choose these commissioners, it'll be a win for every single person, so that those forefathers who gave theirs for purposes of charity can be able to be at a better place, that it is actually being used for purposes of charity. Your Excellency, the 3rd issue, which is very vital, please, on the same energy that we are seeing alcohol being tackled in various parts, especially the central part of Kenya, where I come from, people are not addicted, majority, to alcohol. But those who are addicted to matters of drugs. And if we don't speak it, then we will not be true to our people. And we are asking. 2 days ago, I had a meeting with the county security team, and we gave them our affirmation. And I'm giving the affirmation right now to the head of state and the General of the Republic. Your Excellency, whatever it is that needs to be done, get it done. We need to be able to get rid of the issue and the menace of drugs in our country and the county in general. Your Excellency, if I just, I'm able to finalize this. One of the other issues that we raised in Parliament, and the Education Act is very clear. It's not been amended from the time when we were members of Parliament. It is very, very clear on the issues of freedom of worship. Any person can be able, and I remember when we were doing these laws, it included the Wakorinos, who also wanted to have a headgear. It included the Seventh-day Adventists, who also wanted to be given time to be able to pray on Saturdays. Your Excellency, it is high time that the administration puts its foot down, and the only way that can be able to show that there's some seriousness, fire some teachers. Those who decide to be going against the Constitution, ask your Minister, your Excellency, to tell them, step aside, they can be able to do some other work in the offices. And lastly, Your Excellency, mine is to say a big thank you. A number of people who have not been able to see in a while, and that's the spirit of Ramadan. I want to thank you for this particular invite. I want to break one rumor, Your Excellency. This is very important. Na nipeni nafasi niongee hii Kiswahili. Kuna wengine kule nje walisema ya kuwa ukifika State House ati dini nyingine inabaguliwa. Mimi ni shahidi hapa leo. Mimi na umma wote ulioko hapa tuliomba hapa katika State House. Kwa hivyo mimi niko hapa kutoa ushahidi ya kuwa hayo ni maneno ya porojo ambao kwamba hayana maana. Tumeswali hapa. Kwa hayo mengi, Your Excellency, nataka kushukuru tena. Thank you once again for the invite, and we are greatly honored. Thank you.
Your Excellency, unajua gavana bado ni chama ya propaganda na porojo. Hapa sisi wengine tunajua, hata wakati wa Rais Kibaki, ukiwa hapa, ukiwa mkutanoni, ukiwa hafla kama hii, kuna mahali pa where you can conduct your prayers. And now the Waqf is not a bill, Your Excellency. We did well. It's an act of parliament. All that the AG needs to do is the implementation. Governor wa Marsabit, Governor Mahmoud, also known as Abshiro, is not the Somali Abshira. This is Abshiro from the Oromo dialect.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the President, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, my colleagues, the governors, ministers present, ambassadors, all distinguished guests. Your Excellency, it's an honor to be here this evening. And our Muslim leadership has already reiterated what needs to be said on behalf of Muslim Ummah. I want to follow suit in appreciating and thanking you for recognizing the Muslim community twice in a row since you were elected. We don't take that for granted. Following Iftar, we normally don't keep Muslims for too long. I want to just say one thing, Your Excellency, or rather bring to your attention. The long rains, Your Excellency, have begun, and it's a blessing, and we thank God because we've really received plenty of rainfall in the last few days. Unfortunately, the FCDC counties, Your Excellency, the block that I chair, when it is rainfall season, normally we experience some challenges, just as when it is dry period. Already some parts of the counties in the far north have already been cut off. When I was just coming in, the constituency of Northor in Marsabit County, I'm told has not been passable for the last 4 days. Foodstuffs have already food shortages have already been experienced. I want to bring this to your attention, Your Excellency. Just as you did last year, please remember these disadvantaged parts of the country so that we don't have any part of our country suffering when others are celebrating. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, I want to thank you very much indeed for this opportunity this evening. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, let me call my colleague, Minister Mvurya, to say a word. Salim Mvurya, Minister for Mining and Blue Economy.
Your Excellency, President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Deputy President Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Prime CS Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, my colleagues, the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Governors, all leaders, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for inviting us for this particular occasion, which is very important for Muslims. And Your Excellency, at a time like this last year, when you invited here, We came here in the middle of a lot of issues with the economy, and we thank God, Your Excellency, for your wisdom in steering the country to greater heights, where now even the shilling has strengthened. The cost of living is no longer a political discussion, and many other issues that were ailing this country, Your Excellency, you've been able to resolve them. Your Excellency, I also want to thank you for recognizing the Pemba community, which is also largely a Muslim community. Now they can get IDs. Your Excellency, you have also continued to be very inclusive in your appointments. And Your Excellency, what we want to assure you is that we will also work with you. We will support your leadership so that you can continue to lead our country to greater heights. Your Excellency, at this time, we also pray for you so that you can continuously be consistent and patient and lead this country to prosperity. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Let me now invite the Speaker of the Senate, the Honorable Jeff Akingi, to speak on behalf of both houses, members of Parliament, the senators you lead, and the other members of Parliament. The Speaker, and I will not stand behind you because I have lived all my life. Speakers were my leaders, so I will go sit. And you finish, you call me when you are through.
Waziri usende mbali, nitakuwa mfupi sana wa maneno. Rais wetu wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na naibu wako, viongozi mlioko hapa, ndugu Waislamu na dada zetu Waislamu, assalamu alaikum. Mimi ni mwaliko hapa hivi leo, manake hafla hii imeandaliwa na rais wetu kwa niaba ya ndugu zetu Waislamu. Rais, hii kanzu nimevaa tu, lakini usifikiri pengine pia mimi ni Muislamu, la hasha. Ni vile tu Waislamu ni rafiki zangu tena wadati. Ndio maana wakati wa hafla kama hizi hupenda kujumuika nao. Nakumbuka nilipokuwa shule ya upili kule Kikuyu, wakati wa Ramadan nilikuwa nikienda kwa dining hall na fukuzwa. Ilibidi nilete ushahidi kwamba mimi si Muislamu ili nipate chakula. Kwa hivyo nimeishi na ndugu zangu Waislamu mpaka imefika pahali wanga najumuishwa katika kundi lile la ndugu zetu Waislamu. Rais, langu pia mimi ni kukupatia kongole kwa kuandaa hafla hii wakati wa mwezi huu mtukufu wa Ramadan, hususan katika zile siku 10 za mwisho ambao ndo muhimu zaidi. Kwa hivyo nataka nijumuike na wale ambao wametangulia kupeana shukrani zao kwa kuandalia iftari, kuleta ndugu zetu hapa pamoja ili kula chakula cha iftar pamoja. Kama vile watu wanazungumza ni kwamba rais wetu ni mtu ambaye ni mcha Mungu. Ni mcha Mungu na tena habagui dini yoyote. Tangu alipochukua hatamu ya uongozi, ukiangalia pale Kenya ilipokuwa, na ndani ya mwaka mmoja pale Kenya imefika, kusema kweli utaona ni mkono wa Mwenyezi Mungu. Tumetoka pabaya. Wengi watasema kwamba ni vichwa vyetu kama viongozi ndio tumefanya tukafika pale tulipofika. Lakini kitu ama siri kubwa ambayo imesababisha mabadiliko haya mazuri katika nchi hii ni kwamba tuna rais ambaye anajali, ni mcha Mungu. Na tunakuombea rais uendelee hivyo hivyo. Manake naambiwa kwamba ile siku ya kwanza ulipoingia hapa Ikulu, cha kwanza ulifanya ni kufagia pombe zote na kuzitupa kule nje na kusafisha Ikulu. Na unaona ile baraka ambayo inakuja kwa nchi yetu. Kama vile wahenga husema ni kwamba binadamu yake ni mipango. lakini mipango kutekelezwa kikamilifu ni majaliwa yake Mwenyezi Mungu. Rais wetu ana mipango kabambe ya nchi hii, lakini bila kuiweka mipango ile katika mikono ya Mwenyezi Mungu, kutekeleza itakuwa ni haba. Kwa hivyo ndugu zangu Waislamu, katika siku hizi 10 ambazo zimebaki, wakati mnapiga magoti, wakati mnamuomba Maulana, hii ruwaza ambao rais wetu saa zote anaita the plan, ambao sahihi anaitekeleza, muipelekeni mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu ili mipango hii ambayo rais wetu ako nayo itekelezwe, kwa sababu Mwenyezi Mungu ameikubali. Na ikitekelezwa, bila shaka kila Mkenya, kila kona ya nchi itaona faida ya utekelezaji wa ile plan ambayo rais wetu yuko nayo. Kwa hivyo yangu ni hayo, ni kuregesha tu shukrani zangu za dhati kwa rais wetu, na uendelee kwa moyo mkunjufu kama huu wa kushika mikono dini zote, uwe bega la kuegemea kwa dini zote, manake wewe ndo baba wa nchi hii. Waziri, nafikiri hukoenda mbali, manake nimesema kwamba sitakuwa mrefu wa maneno. Karibu.
Sasa kazi yangu imekwisha, lakini kabla sijapeana, nataka niwashukuru wale watu wote wametuandalia hii hafla, hasa wasichana watatu, 3 great ladies who did all these decorations. Salma, if you are around, you can stand. Salma, Fauzia, Nadia, and please next time you have a big function. They did last year, they did this year. They are good friends and supporters of the president during the campaign and even now. Asanteni sana. It's now my humble pleasure and duty to invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary to come and make his remarks, invite our Deputy President, and hence the Deputy President invites the President. And Your Excellency, as you come, you have a constituency here. You are the head of our foreign policy. We have high commissioners, ambassadors, and heads of mission.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, my colleagues in Cabinet, the Speaker, ambassadors and high commissioners, the leadership of the Muslims here present, distinguished brothers and sisters of the Muslim faith. Salam alaikum. I will be very brief, Your Excellency, because I know there's a prayer just a few minutes away. So I will shorten my remarks so that you can have some ample time to address this honorable gathering. But first, I just want to say that we are all happy and honored that the President has had time to be able to host you here so that we can share and break the fast together. Your Excellency, I'll deviate just a little bit in my request to the Muslim community that we pray for peace. If we look at it broadly, there are many global conflicts. Global conflicts, you have the Ukraine and Russia, you have the Gaza conflict with Palestine, then you have several conflicts on the African continent as well, the Sahel region, parts of Western Africa, Sudan, South Sudan. Then we also have challenges in in Somalia, in some sections of Somalia, one thing comes out clearly, that these conflicts, whether you're going to the Afghan or other places, these conflicts are hurting the Muslim community much more than we imagine. So it is on an occasion like this that I say that let us pray so that these conflicts can come to an end. The President of Kenya is at the center of it in terms of trying to broker peace in a lot of these regions. You can imagine the focus that would have been there on other matters, but the focus now comes to resolving conflict. So prayers are so important. And whatever you can do also as diplomats from the Muslim faith, please put your best foot forward so that we can have peace in all these regions and conflict can come to an end and we can live and get our children to school. For your information, Your Excellency, you are aware, but it's good for me to just repeat this here, that these conflicts in Africa alone have caused displacement of 98 million children who cannot go to school because of conflict. So we don't know what we shall call that generation. 98 million children cannot go to school because of conflict. So this is something that calls for your prayers. I think I end there, and I wish you a pleasant next 2 days. And when you enjoy the Eid al-Fitr, may every good wish come your way. It is now my honor to invite His Excellency the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, to come forward, make his remarks, and thereafter invite His Excellency the President. Thank you.
Kiongozi wetu, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, mawaziri wetu, spika wetu, viongozi wa dini ya Waislamu, dada na ndugu Waislamu, salamu alaikum. Asante sana. Mimi wacha nichukue nafasi hii kwa niaba ya mzee mwenye boma hii, kwa sababu kila boma iko na mzee ya nyumba 10. Mimi ndio mzee ya nyumba 10 ya area hii. Nimwambia karibuni. Karibuni hapa katika ikulu ya rais. Mjisikie mko nyumbani, and you are most welcome. Secondly, Your Excellency, mimi sikupata nafasi ya kufika hapa mwaka jana. Ulikuwa umenituma kazi nje. Lakini ile mwaka ingine tulikuwa pamoja na hawa Waislamu pale Karen. Na kwa sababu mimi mtu ya kusema ukweli, nikawaambia ukweli siku hiyo. Wengine wakaniamini, wengine hawakuniamini. Nikamwambia hawa ukweli ni kwamba Daktari William Samoei Ruto ndio atapita, ndio atachaguliwa, ndio atakuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, na waleo mmekaa hapa ikulu ya rais akiwa ameketi hapa kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Kwa hivyo mkinikubalia kila mwaka nikuwe nikimwambia ukweli. Ya pili, rais, ni kuambia hawa dada zetu na ndugu zetu kuwapongeza for their sacrifice and for their consistency in their faith. And as we are just about to mark the end of Ramadhani, tunawatakia mema tukiendelea katika sherehe za Eid. Mimi tu niseme our Waislamu, most of them, especially wale wako hapa Nairobi and other major towns, are business people. Na huyu rais wetu aliingia serikali kukiwa na matatizo mengi. Lakini baada ya mwaka moja unusu, kwa bidii, hard work, commitment, focus, uchumi wa Kenya umeanza kuonesha dalili nzuri ya kuelekea mbele as we speak, Mnajua pale miezi 2 iliyopita dola ilikuwa 166, sasa imeteremka ndio hiyo inaelekea huko chini na itaendelea kuteremka. Kwa hivyo muendelee na biashara. Ya pili ni kwamba rais wetu katika mikakati ya serikali amepanga mambo ya usalama. Nyinyi hamwezi fanya biashara kama hakuna usalama katika Kenya. For the first time in the last 1.5 years, ndio usalama wa Kenya umedumishwa na njia sawasawa. Hakuna robbery with violence, hakuna burglary, hakuna terrorism. Sasa kila mtu afanye biashara na biashara ziendelee kupanuka kwa sababu ya hali nzuri ya usalama. And we must admit that among the people wamemsaidia rais kuweka usalama ni watoto wenu Waislamu. Tuko na huyu Aden Duale akiwa ni waziri wetu wa ulinzi. Tuko na Gabo ambaye ni Deputy Inspector General of Police. Tuko na DCI Amin. Tuko na Nuruddin Haji, Director General of National Intelligence Service. Kwa hivyo tunasema kwa wale Waislamu rais amepatia kazi, wametia nyinyi heshima. They have worked very hard, and from where I sit, where the president sits, the Muslim brothers and sisters he has given an opportunity to serve have done very well. Na tunataka kusema asante. Nikimalizia pia niseme, during the worst drought in 40 years, after 5 failed successive seasons, rais na serikali yake alifanya mpango ya kwamba pale northern Kenya, hakuna Mkenya hata mmoja alikufa kwa sababu ya njaa. Wakati wa El Nino pia, rais aliweka pesa za kutosha katika sehemu hizo. Na kwa hivyo, kama kuna Wakenya wameangaliwa vizuri na hii serikali yetu, ni ile pahali nyinyi ambaye mmetoka. Nikimalizia, mmesema vizuri. And it's good to admit when something good has been done. When the president was sworn in, he confirmed to the people of Kenya that the era of extrajudicial killings is a thing of the past during his presidency. And we are grateful that you are acknowledging that that has been achieved, na hiyo itaendelea tukiendelea pale mbele. Nikimalizia rais, I'm very happy that these leaders have accepted in your presence before everybody in Kenya that we have a serious challenge of drug and substance abuse in areas where they come from. That admission is very important. Kwa sababu tulikuwa pale Pwani conference ya kupambana na mihadarati, na viongozi wengi sana wakafika. Huyu speaker alikuweko, waziri Mvuri alikuweko, governor wa Lamu alikuweko, governor wa Kwale alikuweko, governor wa Mombasa alikuwa senator akatuma deputy, members of parliament walikuweko, lakini kuna wachache hawakufika. Na baadaye wakatumia maneno makali ya matusi ya kwamba ati hakuna shida ya mihadarati katika Pwani. Kwa hivyo vile mumeongea mkiwa viongozi wa dini ya kwamba there is a serious problem na mnataka tupambane nayo, sasa mkisikia tumeingia pale na kazi inafanyika, mpige makofi peke yake. And Your Excellency, the course we have already started when we went there, and the team you asked me to lead, we made some changes. Quite a number of drug barons have been arrested. A lot of other middle-level peddlers are being arrested, and work is going on. Katika Northern Kenya and Northeastern, tumekubaliana na waziri wetu wa ulinzi ya kwamba tukimaliza Ramadhani, we shall have a conference pale Garissa. Tafadhali, our sheikhs, our imams, elected leaders, mkuje tukubaliane. There is a big problem. A lot of drugs are coming through Moyale. A lot of drugs are finding their way in all the small towns. Na watoto wetu wamekuwa zombies. And your concern is legitimate. We have very clear instructions from the president. The team, the multi-sectoral team that I lead, we have very clear instructions that this is a government under President William Ruto that will solve the problem of drug and substance abuse in this republic. Kwa hivyo tutakuja na kazi itafanyika. Ningetaka kwa heshima niombe nyinyi msimame, munisaidie, tumukaribishe kiongozi wetu, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Daktari William Samoei Ruto. Karibu Mr. President.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Deputy President, tafadhali tuketi. Asanteni sana. Mashekh mlio hapa, imams, ustad, ndugu Waislamu, assalamu alaikum. Kwanza wacha nichukue nafasi hii kwa heshima kubwa, nikijua ya kwamba mko katika hali ya maombi na hatutaki kuchelewesha mkutano huu. Kwanza niwakaribishe mara nyingine tena, karibuni katika makao haya ya Rais wa Kenya. Sio leo vile niliwaeleza peke yake, lakini kila wakati mkipata nafasi, karibuni tena. Mnajua taifa letu la Kenya ni taifa ambalo linamcha Mungu, na kwa sababu sote tunakubaliana ya kwamba sisi ni binadamu, lakini kuna Mungu ambaye anaamua mambo. Na mnanijua vizuri sana, vile ndugu moja amesema hapa ya kwamba ilikuwa inasemekana huyu Ruto ni Mkristo sana. Sasa nataka niwaulize, nyinyi mngependa Muislamu nusu-nusu? Si kama wewe ni Mkristo ukuwe Mkristo kabisa, na kama wewe ni Muislamu ukuwe Muislamu, kwa sababu sote tunaamini Mwenyezi Mungu. Katika nafasi mlio nayo ya kufunga na kuomba, mimi nawaomba na nawasihi muombee taifa letu la Kenya. Mtuombee sisi tulio na nafasi ya uongozi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kwa sababu mbali na kuitwa mheshimiwa ama excellency, bado sisi ni binadamu na tunahitaji Mungu atusaidie ndio tuweze kufanya mapenzi ya Mungu na kutimiza haki kwa Wakenya wetu wote. Jameni, nawauliza tena muombee taifa letu la Kenya. Nakumbuka mwaka uliopita tulienda pale Nyayo Stadium kwa sababu tulikuwa na kiangazi ambayo ilikuwa imekaa karibu miaka 4 hatujapata mvua ya kutosha. Tukaenda pale Nyayo Stadium tukasema wacha tumuombe Mungu atupatie mvua. Na nyinyi ni mashahidi kwamba kuanzia mwaka uliopita mvua haijasimama, bado inanyesha mpaka wakati huu. Tunamshukuru Mungu. Tulikuwa na matatizo makubwa ya chakula. Hata ingawaje tumeweka mipango nyingi, tumepanga mbegu, tumepanga mbolea, tumepanga haya yote, lakini bila Mungu kutunyunyizia mvua, kazi yetu hiyo yote haingefua dafu. So tunashukuru Mungu. Mnajua tumekuwa na mambo mengi. Chumi yetu ilikuwa katika mahali ambapo hapakuwa pazuri sana. Furaha yangu ni kwamba Mungu ametupatia nafasi, na hata nilisema jana kanisani, tuko na nchi ya ajabu, tuko na nchi ya baraka. Na hiyo baraka itazidi wakati tunamuomba Mungu. So I want to ask you as religious people, as people who believe in God, to continue to pray for our nation. Because Kenya is a great nation. It's a truly blessed country. And it is our responsibility to make it greater. And we have what it takes to take Kenya to the next level. Nataka pia niwashukuru kwa sababu mimi kama Mkristo na muamini Mungu, na niliwaeleza ya kwamba askofu wangu alinieleza mimi napenda sana hawa Waislamu. And I wish Christians were as committed to their faith as the Muslims. So you continuously challenge us. The way you believe in God, you challenge us Christians to believe in God the same. In a committed, you make sacrifices, and you are dedicated to doing what is right. So you continue to be an inspiration to me as a Christian when I see what you do as Muslims. And that makes us one community. That makes us one people. Nalishiawambia pale nyuma ya kwamba mtu ambaye haamini Mungu hakuna tofauti na mnyama, punda ama ng'ombe, kwa sababu hana direction. Lakini mtu ambaye anaamini Mungu anajua ako na kiasi, ako na kuelewa, na anajua mambo hayawezi kupita mahali fulani. So I am truly, truly grateful to you as our Muslim brothers and sisters that you believe in God, you pray for our country, and you pray for the unity of our nation. Wacha nirudie, mtanisamehe kidogo kwa sababu kwa Biblia vile mko nayo kwa Qur'an. Na nyinyi mnajua Qur'an na Biblia inaachana tu mahali kidogo hapo. Kwa Biblia inasemekana, tunaambiwa kwa Biblia, kwa sababu nilikuwa naongea na viongozi wengi hawa. Niko na marafiki wengi Waislamu, very good people, very firm, good friends. Lakini ilifika mahali wakaogopa. Na waliogopa binadamu, sio kuogopa Mungu. Na kwa Biblia inasemekana kati ya watu hawezi kuenda mbinguni ni watu waoga. Mjichunge msikose mbinguni jameni. Mara nyingi unasikia Muislamu anasema, unajua sisi tunaogopa serikali, tunaogopa mtu. Please, ogopa Mungu. Binadamu ni kuheshimiwa. Kama binadamu hatosheki na heshima unampatia, anataka wewe umuogope vile Mungu unamuogopa, wajana na yeye. It is enough to respect other people, but it is only God that we can worship. Si kweli? Mungu peke yake ndio tutaabudu. Mumeniuliza mambo kadha, and it is befitting that you ask me on some of the issues that you consider are necessary for us at the policy level as leaders kuyashughulikia. Na mnajua ya kwamba kuna mambo tulikubaliana, mengine tumeyatimiza, mengine bado kwa sababu ya mambo tofauti. Kwanza, Mumeniuliza maneno ya vetting, na nilisema hapa ya kwamba tunataka mtoto wa Kenya, awe Muislamu, Mkristo, awe anatoka sehemu yoyote ya Kenya, wapate nafasi sawa, and that every child should be treated equally. Ile policy ilikuweko pale mbeleni imebidi tuibadilishe, and we have now concluded the policy documents, and from the beginning of May this year, in a few days from now, there will no longer be vetting for people who want to get IDs. And I am going to be issuing a policy document to make sure that we have a mechanism that is similar to other Kenyans, so that we don't discriminate on the basis of religion or region. Bado tutakuwa waangalifu kwa mambo ya usalama, lakini that should not be a basis for discriminating against any section of our society. We must live together as the people of Kenya. Jambo la pili, mmesema kuhusu Hustler Fund kwamba ni kweli Wakenya zaidi ya milioni 15, Wakenya zaidi ya milioni 7 consistently wana benefit kutoka Hustler Fund, na pengine kwa sababu ya vile the financial product has been packaged, not many Muslims can participate. It is the first time I am receiving that request, and I want to guarantee that I will process that request. Ili Hustler Fund pia iwe na sharia compliant component, ndio Wakenya wengine waweze pia kuparticipate. Nataka nimuulize Professor, amesema other financial products ya serikali pia ijumuishwe. I would request or ask that if you give me a proposal on, and you have said you have professionals who can work out on proposals on other government instruments that can also be made available and compliant, I would value receiving that proposal so that we can process, because we want to live together as a society and we want to benefit together in the products that we have as a nation. Vile vile tuliongea maneno ya wakfu, na ni kweli tulikuwa na kamati ambayo iliendesha hiyo kazi. Imekwama kwa miezi kadhaa kuanzia hapo nyuma, na kusema ukweli sio Attorney General alikwamisha, ni mimi ndio nilikosa pesa. I must own up. Lakini sasa nimejipanga kidogo, so tumekubaliana na Attorney General, nimempanga namna hii. So in the next 2 weeks mtaona advertisement, alafu tutatengeneza commission ya wakfu, alafu itasimamia mambo yenu tukienda mbele. Kwa maneno ya ndugu zetu wa Nubi, ni kweli they have not been gazetted as a community in Kenya, lakini at the moment hata wakienda kuchukua ID, they are already identified as a community with the national IDs. But I think it is good to complete that process and gazette it formally in accordance with the law as a tribe in the Republic of Kenya. So nafikiri hiyo ndio itakuwa kazi yangu Disemba mwaka huu tuanze process, kwa sababu lazima tupeleke mpaka tupate idhini ya bunge. So tutashughulika na hiyo kazi ili baadaye mwaka huu ndugu zetu wa Nubi waungane na Wakenya wengine as a recognized community in the Republic of Kenya. Maneno ya mashule, ni kweli nilikuwa pia juzi nilipata delegation ya Wakorino walikuwa wamekuja kunitembelea hapa about 10 days ago. Pia wakanieleza ya kwamba hata na wao watoto wao shuleni pia wako na matatizo kwa sababu ya mavazi yao. Umeongea hapa kuhusu mavazi ya wasichana wetu Waislamu, hijab. Tayari kama serikali tulishatoa mwongozo, tulishatoa regulations. Kuna watu tu wajeuri wachache, sio wengi sana, wachache ambayo bado wanaleta ubaguzi. Waislamu, Wakorino, watu wa madhehebu zingine. But we will do what we have to do as government to make sure that every Kenyan can practice their religion without hindrance, and every child pia wapate nafasi ya kusoma bila ya kubaguliwa kwa sababu ya dini, because it is a right to every child kupata elimu. So mwisho, mimi nataka niwashukuru sana kwa kupata hii nafasi tuungane pamoja. Nataka niwaombe kama Wakenya sote tujue ya kwamba taifa letu la Kenya linatuhitaji, kila mmoja wetu. Ile mipango yote ambayo tuko nayo, nia yetu ni kuhakikisha kwamba tuko na Kenya ambayo tutajivunia sisi sote. Mumesema vizuri, tuko na changamoto ya vijana wengi wanahangaishwa na madawa ya kulevya na ulevi na mambo kama hayo. Kati ya matatizo ya hawa vijana ni wengi wao hawana ajira. So we need to sort out the unemployment problem in Kenya. We have too many young people in millions out of school, out of college, out of universities, but they have no opportunities to work. It is the reason why we have the housing program. It is the reason why we are expanding our special economic zones. It is the reason why we are expanding our footprint on digital superhighway with ICT hubs. It is the reason why we are signing bilateral labor agreements with many countries, including UAE, my brother is here, and many other countries, so that we can create opportunities for young people in Kenya to work. Vilevile, kama watu ambao tunaamini Mungu, we should make sure that we leave nobody behind. It is the reason why we have the universal health coverage. Tumepitisha sheria 4 mpya ambayo itasimamia mambo ya matibabu katika taifa letu la Kenya. Tutahakikisha kwamba kuna insurance for those who cannot afford, the government will pay for them. For those who cannot afford, bei ya juu, bei yao itapunguzwa, na wale kama sisi ambao tuko na uwezo tutalipa kiwango ambayo inatoshana na mapato na income zetu, so that we can help carry the country together. Mimi tu nataka niwapatie hakikisho ya kwamba nchi ya Kenya itazidi kuwa ni nchi ambayo inaabudu Mungu. Dini zetu zote tutaungana kama ndugu na dada, tukiwa sote tunaamini Mungu. So we are going to be working together in that manner. Nataka niwaulize viongozi hawa wenzangu, vile Deputy President amesema, hizi vita yote ya madawa, vita ya ulevi, sote, hasa viongozi, let us be at the forefront so that we can defeat these ills and we can secure our children and the future of our nation. Acha niseme jambo moja. Kuna watu kati yetu hapa, kwa sababu ya udosi kidogo, wanaenda wanavuta kitu inaitwa shisha. Na hiyo shisha iko na madawa ya kulevya. Na hiyo shisha iko na pombe. Sasa niwaulize nyinyi, what moral authority do we have to lecture other people about drug abuse, kama sisi wenyewe tuko tumeingia kwa hiyo mtego? Na mimi nawazungumzia kama rafiki yenu, ndugu yenu Mkristo. Tafadhali, the same way I tell all these other people, hii kitu inaitwa shisha, hii iko na kisirani. Mujichunge na mujiepushe, so that we don't get addicts pia ya mambo hiyo, na tuelekee barabara ambayo itatusumbua tukienda mbele. Otherwise, muendelee kuchangia katika kupeleka Kenya mbele, na kila mtu alipe ushuru. Sasa nyinyi mnafikiri kwani hii Kenya nitaendesha na nini? Hata mkinita Zakayo, sasa Zakayo inasaidia nini? Wacha tulipe ushuru. Zakayo si jina mbaya. Kuna mtu anaitwa Zakayo na hajauliza ushuru mtu, so there is no problem. Tunaelewana jameni? Ndio tuokoe nchi yetu kutoka madeni. Saa hizi nimechelewa pale jioni leo nikiongea na watu wa IMF, kwa sababu tuko na program ya IMF na wametusaidia, lakini wanatusaidia tukiwa mahali ambapo sio pazuri. So we have to be honest to ourselves. We must live within our means. Tayari nimeambia bunge ile 4.2 trillion ambayo tulikuwa tumetengeneza budget, lazima tuanze kupunguza kwanza, ikuje 3.7, because we must live within our means. Number 2, tarehe 15, 16, 17 tunaketi chini kama taifa la Kenya kuongea mambo ya wage bill. Tunakusanya 2.2 trillion. 1.1 trillion tunalipa mshahara. Bado hatujalipa deni, bado hatujalipa operation and maintenance, bado hatujatuma pesa kwa county, so tunakopa pesa every year, tunakopa 500 billion, 600 billion. Si nchi tutaingiza kwa mtaro? So hii kukopa lazima tukomeshe, kwa sababu inasemekana mwenye kukopa ni slave ya ule mwenye anakopesha. Sasa hatutaki kuwa watumwa ya mtu. So we are going to be firm. Na mimi nitanzidi tu kuambia ukweli mpaka turekebishe hii nchi. Mimi kwa mapenzi ya Mungu nimechaguliwa rais. Na sichaguliwa rais nijaze nafasi ya rais ama nipate mshahara ya rais. Hapana. Nimechaguliwa kubadilisha hii Kenya na kutoa maneno ya hii madeni, tupeleke Kenya mahali pazuri. That's my commitment to you. So nirudie nimalizie pale nilianza, endelea kuombea taifa letu la Kenya. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Haya, tumpongeze rais mara nyingine. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Na kama tukibaki tulivyosimama Sasa niruhusu Mheshimiwa Rais ni mwalike Ambassador Mohamed Mahaj atufungie kwa maombi. At this point, allow me to invite Ambassador Mohamed Mahaj to just come and close with a word of prayer before we retreat. Welcome, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, with your permission, I would like to read one ayah of the Holy Quran and translate it. Your Excellency, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alisema katika Quran, لَتَجِدَنَّ أَشَدَّ النَّاسِ عَدَاوَةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الْيَهُودَ وَالَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى ذلك بأن منهم قسيسين ورهبانا وأنهم لا يستكبرون. Your Excellency, Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala alisema katika dunia aliumba watu aina nne, 4 categories of human beings according to the faiths. One ni Mayahudi group. The other group is the idlers, people without religion. The third group is Christians. The fourth group is the Muslims. Mwenyezi Mungu anasema sisi Waislamu msimame kando, nitawaeleza juu ya wale watatu. Nani marafiki zenu kama nyinyi ni Waislamu, na nani katika kategori tatu ilibaki ni maadui zenu. Mwenyezi Mungu katika Qur'an alisema la tajidanna ashadda an-nasi adawa. Nyinyi Waislamu katika Qur'an mtapata wale ambayo ni adui zenu katika dunia. Hawataki kuona nyinyi mpaka siku ya kiyama. All over the world ni Mayahudi, that is the Jew community, and the idlers, wale ambayo hawana dini. Na nani marafiki zenu? Hiyo ndio Qur'an inasema. Wala tajidanna, na mtapata katika Qur'an wale ambayo ni karibu yenu nyinyi kama Waislamu, ndugu zenu ni Wakristo. Hiyo ni Qur'an ndio ilisema. Wale ambayo marafiki zenu ni Wakristo. Kwa nini? Mwenyezi Mungu anaendelea mbele. Kwa nini Wakristo wanakuwa rafiki zenu? Mwenyezi Mungu anasema katika Kristo mnapata watu ambayo wanaitwa qasis. Qasis ni wale ambayo waongozi wa dini ya Kristo, na monks wale wote. Hawa ni watu watulivu, watu wanyenyekevu. Unasikia hivyo? Mwenyezi Mungu anasema katika dunia mkaribishe, muwe karibu na Wakristo ndugu zenu. Kwa hivyo Mwenyezi Mungu anasema ya kwamba wakati wewe unapiga mgoti mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu, Rais wewe na Mama Rachel na Mama Dokas, mkipiga mgoti, Qur'an already imesema ya kwamba nyinyi ni watu wa kumcha Mwenyezi Mungu, na pia sisi Waislamu pia alitueleza ya kwamba tuheshimu nyinyi. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala ya kwamba Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Ya rahmanu dunya wal akhirati wa rahimahuma irhamna. Ya rahmanu dunya wal akhirati wa rahimahuma irhamna. Mwenyezi Mungu ya Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, linde nchi yetu. Mwenyezi Mungu linde rais wetu na magovernors na nchi yetu kwa jumla. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru ya Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kupatia sisi opportunity. Lastly, Your Excellency, Mwenyezi Mungu anasema inna ma'al usri yusra. Waislamu wanaeleza ya kwamba baada ya shida kuna faraji. Kwa hivyo ile mambo yako ya bottom up ya taxation, baada yake kuna khairi kubwa inakuja ndani ya Qur'an. Allah inasema hivyo. Kwa hivyo nakupatia nafasi uendelee mbele, chukua tax kwa mat na kwa kila mtu. Kwa hivyo nakushukuru sana.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais, na sasa tumefika ukingoni, na kwa sasa naomba tubaki tumesalia mahali tulipo, tumruhusu Rais aweze kutoka kwa